Okay.
Namumulan si Vice Chair.
Okay. Are we good, Joey?
Almost done. Okay.
Mikey, hold this for mommy. Be listening. I turned off.
We're ready to go.
1 second here. Okay, this meeting is called to order. It's Wednesday, April 10, 2024. It's 2:06 p.m. In compliance with Public Law 24-109, Guam Ancestral Land Commission published the public meeting announcement for Wednesday, April 10, 2024 in the Guam Daily Post on Wednesday, April 3rd, 2024, and Monday, April 8, 2024. Public notice was also posted in the Government of Guam Public Notice portal and the GAL website. Joey, can we commence with roll call?
Okay, roll call. Start off with Ronald F. Eclavea, the chairman.
Present.
Ronald T. Laguarnia, vice chair.
Yeah, Estiga.
Maria G. Cruz, secretary treasurer.
Here.
Anita F. Orlino, commissioner.
Here.
And Commissioner Jeffrey B. Rios. Commissioner Rios messaged me earlier that he's running a little bit late, but he should be able to log in. And
Okay,
then
very good.
we still have 2 vacant commissioner positions. So we have a quorum of 4. So we can proceed with the meeting.
Okay, thank you, Joey. Let's move down to item 3, approval of minutes. March 13, 2024. Also, I'd like to acknowledge the presence of our legal counsel, Mr. Miller.
Chairman, before we proceed.
Okay, go ahead, Vice Chair.
I'd like to know why our director is not present today.
Okay.
Mr. Birch is he's been experiencing vertigo for the past 3-4 weeks.
Gosh.
And he's seen the doctor, I think, twice. So
Okay.
yeah, so
All right.
he won't be able to
Yeah.
attend.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll
Thank
keep
you.
him in our prayers, of course.
He's excused.
All right. Más dinero.
Okay. I don't know why it's very dark there. My background. Your TV won't phone?
Ship station saves us so much time. It makes it really easy and seamless. They can order. Enjoy it while it lasts, ladies. Lefties are dead set on letting biological fluids snatch up all the thankfully, association that wraps about 250 colleges and oversees 80
Hello? I have a question for our legal counsel group.
Yes, sir, go ahead.
Regarding the minutes, I noticed there's a section in there where you gave a comment about the actions of the board regarding these proposals, and you clarified that the board really is not making a final formal decision because there's no documents in front of us per se. We're just kind of okaying the suggestions and proposals with regard to the to the proposals that Northern Market is making and what we've made. That's correct?
That is correct.
It seems to I can see that Northern Market did ask towards the end there for a what they're asking for is some kind of conditional approval, but I don't think that's what we gave, correct?
Well, the Northern Market transaction is subject to ongoing negotiation, and I guess none of us know exactly where things are going to end up. My understanding from our last meeting was that, frankly, Northern Market wanted to get a sense from the commission that its proposed mechanism, the 50% profit participation proposal for repaying the considerable past due lease payments, was something that the commission was inclined to be supportive of. My sense, not, essentially speaking for Northern Markets, is if the commission would have said, heck no, we're not interested in 50% rent participation. We want you guys to, write us a check for $2 million, and we want that check as soon as we can get it. Northern Markets probably would have said, well, okay, if that's your position, then there's not much to negotiate over, and this deal is dead. But I think I don't believe you have specifically agreed to a specific amount of rent participation in the Northern Markets deal, because that transaction is subject to ongoing negotiation. But I think you have given the commission staff and the folks over at GITA, sort of general direction that if they came back with a final lease that had something, more or less in the neighborhood of 50% rent participation, in order to get the past due rent paid off, that the commission was inclined to look favorably upon that. But you have not made a final binding legal commitment.
Okay, got it. I got another question.
Sure.
Regarding the working session, and the stipulations that we did on the last working stage section, that is indicated that the subcommittee is recommending that in our last hearing, correct?
Well, what you're really doing there is you're really telling GITA, who's your lease negotiator, how much discretion, how much room are you giving to GITA in negotiating this lease? And in the working session, when you tell GITA, you like this, you don't like that, that's not a forever and ever, again, completely legally binding
Okay, okay. very
component
good.
of the lease, but you're telling Gita that you're wasting everybody's time if they come back with a lease that's contrary to the specific direction that you've given.
Okay, because is it a given that the board was the subcommittee at the last meeting did bring up the fact that we're recommending it based on the stipulations that we kind of worked out at the work session? That's what I'm concerned about.
Well, I wasn't part of the work session. But again, my view of the discussion at the last full board meeting was that the discussion around the Northern Markets lease was you were giving your staff and the Gita staff some general direction as to the kind of terms you wanted to see, that you expected to see in the lease. But we all understood that there was no final proposal in front of you. And, and frankly, if Northern Markets were to come back next week and say, you know what, the things have changed and, we'd really like to write you a check for $1 million today. And in return for writing a check for $1 million today, we'd like to knock the rent participation down to, 10%, just to make up an example. The commission could certainly entertain that proposal.
Okay, let's move forward. Let me just if you go to page 21 of the minutes, page 21, right towards the bottom of the page, Northern Market stipulation there.
I'm gonna have to catch up with you.
Okay. What I'm concerned about is making sure the stipulations that we kind of outlined with Gita and Northern Market at a work session is implemented.
Again, because it is a bit of a challenge to sort of negotiate a lease in public with a committee, and I think the minutes properly reflect that the direction that you've given Gita. That being said, the deal is not done. There is no final transaction with final terms until an actual lease is in front of you. And as the days go by, Northern Markets may wish to make a counter proposal, and you are free to consider other terms until you get a actual fully drafted lease in front of you.
Okay, so are you there on that page?
No.
Okay, I'll just read it for you. It's from Northern Market. Mr. Chairman, I think that really what Northern Market is really looking for is but an agreement that this proposal is acceptable, subject to the points that we've just discussed. The 2 points that legal counsel has raised and the application of the construction reserves to back rent. The unused construction reserves being used for back rent, and everything is subject to the final amendment document, which we have to prepare and agree to that the Commission and Northern Market will sign. Really what we don't think we have an amendment at this point, Mr. Chairman. Really what we're looking for is approval of the board. It's a directional approval and conditioned upon a final amendment being signed. Or what I'm looking for is a directional approval so that we can actually start working on it again. So basically, if we approve the minutes, there's still stipulations that need to be factored in based upon what we determined at the not just that last meeting, with some of the new stipulations regarding some of the construction reserves going to the payment of the arrears, but also some other stipulations we put in the work sessions, correct?
Correct. And again, as noted in the minutes, that there's no, the commission isn't making any final binding promises or commitments until there is a lease document and an amended lease document in front of you.
Okay, very good.
You are giving Gita, you are giving your staff direction as to what your expectations are. But again, if Northern Markets wants to come back with a completely different proposal, nobody's going to say no. The only proposal that the commission will consider is it has these points in it.
Okay, so that applies also to the commission, correct?
Absolutely.
Okay.
You're free to
that's it.
change your mind as well.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
I have a comment,
Vice Chair?
but this goes to also for the attorney. Just by approving of the minutes does not specify any legal binding on what we're discussing now, right? It's just the notation of what occurred during the meeting. Am I correct, sir?
You are correct. The commission will not make any binding legal commitments until you have a lease and a lease amendment in front of you.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm referencing the minutes. So I think also we're getting out of order here now. I think we should just move and to approve the minutes, Mr. Chairman, with subject to correction so that we can move on and then address the matters accordingly.
Okay, very good. I just wanted to make sure that we were not, it wasn't like binding on an agreement when we approve the minutes. That's why I wanted to ask him, before we, so we do have a motion on the floor. Vice Chair made the motion to approve the minutes, subject to any type of corrections in the translation. So do I hear a second?
I second that.
Oh, okay, seconded by Commissioner Cruz. All in favor, aye? Aye?
Aye.
Any nays? No nays. Commissioner Lino, no nays, right? You're on mute.
Approved.
Oh, approved, okay. Joey? Motion, the minutes are approved?
Yes, sir. Okay, motion passes.
Okay, thank you. Let's move down now to item 4, Executive Director's Report. Joey, I guess are you going to present that or?
So yeah, we don't have an executive director's report for this meeting, so let's go ahead and proceed to the agenda item 5, Gita Progress Report.
Okay, just real quick, Joey, I
Mr.
noticed
Chairman?
that, Vice Chair?
Yeah, I think, but for the record, we should just notify and indicate that the director is not present during the meeting and no report has been provided.
Okay,
Thank you.
very good. Noted.
Okay.
So we got that covered, GAL staff, right? For sure.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I noticed that a draft budget was submitted, Joey, so we'll just forego that for now.
No, Kathy will be presenting that.
Okay,
Kathy's here.
okay, and that is in the agenda?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, very good. Let's move down to item number 5, Gita Progress Report. Okay. Gita, welcome.
Good day, Mr. Chair and the Commission. Diego Mendiola here for Gita. First off, I wanted to apologize for not making it to the previous board meeting. Had to deal with a medical emergency situation, for my mother. She was hospitalized in February, had an emergency last month, and so, things have just been really challenging over here.
Yeah, of course,
yeah, so-
of course.
Yeah, I really apologize for that. This past couple of weeks, it's just taken a pretty heavy toll on my team.
Yeah.
Mr. Tony's out due to a medical emergency as well. Megan is out because of a funeral. So, just been doing my very best to try and, balance all the important things. And so, yeah, so I mean, with that, I hope the commission is okay. And I'm just gonna pick up where
We're
you know,
good. We're good.
Okay.
We're good, Diego. And you're doing great.
Okay, thank you, sir. So the regular monthly GITA progress report, Mr. Tony normally delivers this to you. It's pretty much a running tally of the tenants with their monthly payment that they've made and how much in arrears they are. So I'll just run down the list, and if any commissioners have any questions, can stop me at any time. So jumping right into it, Northern Market, this has been an ongoing item. So they are currently in the arrears, the amount of 1.8 mil. Upper Harbor parcel number 1, Quick Space. They are just pending this month's rent, $4,029. Matson, same. They're just pending this month's rent, $27,000. Trans Steel, 6,500 is their arrears. Their monthly rent is 500. So when I last spoke to Tony, he indicated that they have been following the payment plan that the commission approved previously. So they have been making payments. So they have chipped away pretty well from that 10,000 down to 6,000. AT&T, Tengizen, they are current. Smithbridge, also current. Farmers Co-op, they are also current with their 2023 as required by law. Let's see, moving on to Tizen Properties, Guam EPA. We still have them on the books for 304,000. Let's see, and WIC, we still have them on the books for 45,900 or 899. Other items, the Smithbridge has completed their biological survey and is currently working on obtaining a permit for clearing on the property to identify any hazardous materials that may be there. Ancestral Tizen, the 3 house lots up in Tizen. We did, I believe, we did submit a determination of need that for the commission's review, which is basically, determination of need is basically just a notification to the legislature with an intent to go out for a longer than 5-year lease term. So yeah, basically all it is just a notification to the legislature saying, legislature, we plan to go out for an RFP for our property, and we are looking to get more than 5-year term. As required by law, even if a lease is secured and signed, then if it's longer than 5 years, then we'll still have to take it to the legislature for final approval. With the GITA report, Mr. Tony's also submitted a extremely detailed account of every tenant so that the commission can review at their leisure. It was more than what I expected him to submit, but he and Mr. Tony and Ms. Megan did a more than thorough of the history of every single tenant. So that's provided for your review. If any commissioners has any questions at that point, I'm here.
Thank you, Diego. Okay, I can see there's a summary collection report, a DPHSS WIC collection report,
Yes, sir.
GEPA collection report, Northern Market collection report, Trans Steel collection
Yes, sir.
report. Board, you want to delay this or take time to review this and then discuss it on the next meeting, or have you had time to review the reports and you have any questions for GITA?
I take to review it at a later time. No question right now.
Okay, very good.
I
Okay,
agree.
Diego, let's, the board would, appreciates the report that was done on that, the work, and, we'll go ahead and, review it, and then we'll discuss it on our next meeting.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for that.
Mr. Chair?
Any other questions for Gita's, report?
Yeah, just a comment.
Vice Chair?
I got a comment.
Okay,
Yeah,
Vice Chair,
I wanna-
your speaker is kind of like lower than normal, very low, like you're
Okay,
way in the
okay,
back,
stand by. Okay,
you're
stand
way
by.
in the background.
How's it now?
Still the same,
Okay. Let me put on the headset.
or I think your microphone, yeah, okay.
Okay, how's it now?
It's still the same, but we
Okay.
can hear you though, we can hear you.
Well, let me put it on,
It's just definitely way lower than normal.
because I got my hand here.
I think you might have a microphone volume there to adjust.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Microphone volume?
I'm trying to figure that out.
But go ahead, we can still make out, we can still hear you though. We can still hear you.
Now?
We can still hear you, but it's low, but we can hear you. We can make out what you're saying.
Shoot. Okay, yeah, let me, while I'm figuring, I just want to thank Diego for that, the housing at Teason. That's good information, and that's good to, notify the legislature on that matter, yeah. You know, that I see housing there that are being developed. We should fix that area, make it look, you know, participate in the beauty of that area, you know. That's prime land. And there's somebody that purchased those homes there. They're building, I mean, they're renovating about 6 of them. I think 3 of them are done so far. Okay, let me try to figure this out, okay? Thank you,
Okay.
Diego. Thank you, Diego.
So Joseph Masi, Vice Chair. Okay, any other questions for? Go ahead,
Mr.
Diego.
Chairman, Mr. Chairman, if I could make an observation?
Okay, Diego, one second. Go ahead, legal counsel.
Sure. Just, you know, frankly, echoing the comments you made last meeting about the legislature's concerns. I would be hopeful the next time we take up the collections report that we'll have some progress to discuss on the Northern Markets lease. That's a considerable amount of money, and not much progress has been made on that transaction for a number of years. And as we discussed a little bit, you know, with Northern Markets last month, if that deal is not going to come together, then, you know, we all need to understand that and figure out a plan for moving forward. On the other hand, if Northern Markets does want to move forward with the transaction, hopefully we can move forward with, you know, as we have been discussing, get to final documentation and get a transaction in front of the board as soon as we possibly can.
Okay, very good. Of course, same sentiments here. Any other questions for Gita regarding his report? I'm sorry, go ahead, Diego. Yeah, something else to say?
Oh, yes, sir. We're just going back to that three house Teason lot.
Yeah.
You know, we provided the DON that, you know, we're got the notification to the legislature. Is the commission okay with the DON? If so, then we can, you know,
Okay,
work with.
yes, I had the director. I see that Joy did pass out the the Don from Gita. Did everybody get a chance to look at it? I did review it, and I like the way it's and the conditions. It looks pretty good to me, unless you guys have any other questions on it. Vice Chair,
Yes, can you hear me?
still the
Is it
same,
better now? Still, oh man, I gotta switch.
still the
that.
same, but we can hear you.
Yes, sir. It's pretty much just we believe that 5 years is good for any kind of investment for long term. It's a very detailed description of the property as it is, its previous use, current condition. Mr. Tony did a lot of research with the airport to ensure that the future roadway will
Yeah.
not affect Ancestral's property. So we were able
Okay,
to
great.
confirm that. So all of that information, we put everything that we could find, all of our research into the Don, just to let the legislature know this is the property. These are the conditions. We believe 5 years is needed. So we plan to issue an RFP for this property, hopefully 5 years. If we get at least for more than 5 years, then as required, it'll come back to the legislature for final approval.
Very good.
Yeah,
Very.
yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Vice Chair.
Okay,
Yeah,
now,
now
the-
Now
yeah,
you need to lower it down a little bit.
okay, okay, I'll
Now you
just
need to
lower
lower
it
it
down.
down a little bit because it's
Okay.
nice and hot. There you go.
Okay, okay, let's see, how's it now? Let me try it. How's it now? Is it better?
Down some more, just a little bit more. Down some more.
Some more,
just
test.
down,
How's it?
Down some more, just a little bit.
Test.
Still hot, still hot.
Okay, I gotta go to the other place. But anyhow,
Yeah. There you go.
Um,
That was it. Okay.
anyways, Diego, yeah, those were based on fair market value, correct?
Yes, sir.
Oh.
We're looking at, we put into the Don that we're looking for at least no less than 10% fair market value, for lease rate. That means that whatever the fair market value is, Ancestral is looking for proposals that will be at least 10% of that value annually, every year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very well.
Okay, I'm sorry. Where we at? Did you
So yeah, so what we're gonna do is if the commission is okay with the Don, then we'll work with Joey to have it submitted formally to the speaker's office.
okay, could I just ask one more question regarding this? Mike, this is, I guess, directed at Mike Cruz. He did mention and clarify that the board basically, can you clarify what you mentioned to me about regarding the Don, that basically we can go ahead and just proceed with RFPs? Is that what you were saying? And then the Don would come, or how did you mentioned to me the process of it? It seems to be in line with what Diego just said, the last part, but I just wanted to clarify that.
No, as Diego mentioned, Mr. Chairman, we would, after the commission approves the Don, we would submit it to the legislature for notification. We also normally publish an ad in the newspaper that says that it's available so that the public is aware. And after a couple weeks, we then submit the request for proposals to the commission for their approval, and then we go out through the procurement process to get offers for the use of the property, for the lease of the property. So the process is legislative notification, and then commission approval of the RFP.
I see. So it's not necessarily that the legislature would need to approve it before we do it. We can,
No.
It's just basically notifying the legislature, we're doing this, and then proceed.
Yes.
Okay, okay, thank you.
Because
Thank
the
you.
lease that would result from this, as Diego mentioned, would even, if it's a long-term lease, it would have to go to the legislature for their approval.
Got it. I got it. So it's not like we have to wait for them to approve it to put it out. We just go ahead and put it
Right.
out. Understood. Okay. That's a clarification that's appreciated. We needed that clarification. So just Masi. Okay, any other questions? For Gita? Okay, so just Masi, Diego and Mike. Let's move on down to I guess we're at old business, item 6A, Northern Market counter proposal.
Hi, this is Diego again. I had sent the, I have to apologize again for my tardiness. I did send a draft amendment that to my understanding contains all the stipulations that Northern Market and the commission has agreed with. It would have been more ideal if I had sent that a couple days earlier. But as I had mentioned, when we started, kind of just been challenging to keep things moving forward with the medical situation and all.
It's understood, Diego, understood. So
Yes. So
yes.
so
So
just
okay,
to-
you're okay. Thanks.
yeah. So just to let the commission know that I had sent the was going back and forth with the Northern Market to try and finalize as much as we could based on what both sides understood was the acceptable stipulations for an amendment. And so upon doing so, I shared with the director and Joey and the commission members. I know it may be, kind of, lengthy to read, but and considering the time, it's up to the commission members to, either take a look at it now or work with legal counsel to review, up to the commission.
Okay, let's just run through the stipulations real quick on what you sent. Commissioners, you did receive the draft amendment? And did you get a chance? I know it's last minute, so don't worry if you didn't get a chance to review it. We could just possibly just touch on the conditions and stipulations and the proposals on the draft. Okay, Diego, let's just run through as briefly as we could regarding the amendment. Oh, you're still on mute.
Sorry, sir. Okay.
Okay.
So basically what this amendment spells out is that that the Northern Market has agreed or is proposing is proposing to increase their participation rent from the 2% that it is existing in the lease to a 50% of their revenues as in a revenue sharing. What they had asked for this is for additional deferment in the amount of 36 months, during which time they will be able to complete their proposed project and begin generating revenue. After this 36 months, they have stipulated that they will resume payments, their monthly payments, lease rent, in addition to 50% of their revenue, which they will turn over to the commission in order to pay down all their arrears up until that point. Let's see. they also committed to, if there's any construction a budget that was not used, they committed that they will also turn that over to the commission to address their arrears.
Yeah,
They believe,
that's the construction overrun.
yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay,
Yes.
sorry.
That, yeah, any unused portion of the tenant's construction reserve shall be used to pay down the accrued rent. So they are agreeing to turn that over. Let's see. They believe that they say that they're going to get their permits and commence construction by the end of this year. And as well, they have also agreed that, well, the exhibits, there are two exhibits, Exhibit A and Exhibit B. Exhibit A shows that they do agree that their, outstanding balance is 1.8. If you add in the interest that we're tacking on, comes out to an even 2 mil. And then Exhibit B shows what the additional deferment would be, during the course of the 3 years, the 36 months that they're asking for. So in a nutshell, that is what the current draft that we have has so far.
Okay. We're running through it right now. Okay, Diego, regarding our work session,
Yes, sir.
the stipulations we did bring up regarding there was a minimum payment with the rent or the lease. With regard to that, is that in the stipulation there? It should be in the in the revisions here, the amendment.
I'm sorry, sir. Could you repeat that one more time?
Regarding the suggestion from Mr. Rios on the minimum rent. If it
Yes.
if it went below, if the the 50% participation was below a certain amount or something, there was a minimum lease payment. Correct?
Oh, yes, sir. In our working sessions, Commissioner Rios, brought up a point of, 50% of revenues is great. He said, that he would like to see a minimum as well, for the commission, in addition to that. So it would have been, a minimum amount. So it would be lease rate, which is their monthly lease payment, plus 50% of revenue, or a minimum amount. Or whichever is higher. That was the stipulation that
Okay, I don't, is that should be in this amendment.
Yes, sir, it should be, but I had spoken with Northern Market. The draft that we have for you right now does not contain that. However, Northern Market was had indicated that what was I guess discussed at the previous meeting, that this current draft is in line with that. So so that's what we have so far.
Okay, I think that's critical with regard to this proposal. Can we
Okay.
get is Northern Market present?
Yes, I see that they're Jen.
Hi, Director Chair. Yeah, I apologize. I'm actually in motion, so I'll be stopped in about a minute. But Yeah, Mr. Chair, to respond to your question about the components of the lease amendment as presented, this goes back to, you know, as Diego mentioned, and I know unfortunately he wasn't able to attend the meeting, but he was present at the working session. So we had presented after the working session, we prepared a term sheet which was presented to the commission at the last meeting. Just memorializing the terms that we had discussed in the basic agreement. I know that quickly there was a discussion about actually kind of skipping the term sheet and just moving straight to a draft, or focusing our efforts on drafting a lease amendment, just because time is of the essence. And I know that Attorney General Miller also suggested that, you know, we have a tight time frame and a deadline that if, you know, we can't actually get this going, then, you know, the parties are free to walk away and kind of explore other options. So regarding the 50%, I know that at the last meeting, or the working session, I apologize, I remember that Commissioner Rios did bring up suggest an amount. There was some discussion about that and kind of the fluidity of the you know, the income, kind of, because it's going to be progressive as we build, as we first, you know, do the pad construction, and then eventually, of course, the rental income will increase when we are able to get financing to actually build buildings and have higher rent from those tenants that actually occupy the building instead of just renting a pad and doing their own construction. So there was a dollar amount that was thrown out. I think we had never actually discussed or gotten into the details of what that amount should be. And we're more focused on actually getting it going, you know, kind of acknowledging that the 50% participation rent, of course, was a substantial increase from the 2.5% that's currently owed under the lease agreement. So I know at the last commission meeting that there was a discussion, the focus, of course, kind of shifted again to the difference between the percentage rent or participation rent based on the actual income or based on the net operating income. And I feel like there was a healthy discussion and a productive discussion, I think, responding to Commissioner Cruz's concern about just identifying what that amount will be and just kind of guaranteeing that the net operating income, you know, maintains a lot of the value of the you know, the gross rent or the gross revenue from the property. So because that was approved at the last meeting, we included in the amendment, which is, I think, at section 4.04, we did include a discussion of what net operating income will be, kind of as a safeguard to identify that these are the costs that will be deducted from the gross revenue, rather than trying to set kind of an arbitrary dollar amount at this point, which may end up being detrimental to the development or the project.
So
that
Ms.
was
Calvo,
kind of, yes.
I got a quick question. So you said that originally you had it in the term sheet?
No,
on the last meeting, you said it was in there in the last meeting, but because the meeting went towards a different aspect of the discussion, yeah, it wasn't brought up. Is that what you're confirming?
Correct. Right. So basically,
But so can you tell us what you had in the term sheet regarding that aspect?
In the term sheet, we just had that it would be the you know, the 50% of the participation. It would be 50% participation rent, and from that term sheet, which was discussed at the last meeting, the discussion focused on the basis for calculating the participation rent, whether that was going to be gross income, net operating income, and then more specifically, how we would calculate net operating income to guarantee that, you know, that we were maximizing the participation rent that would go to Ancestral Lands Commission, which would be used to pay down the arrears, and then of course just be additional rent to the commission.
Okay, how does that? I'm sorry, because it's kind of going by real fast for me. How does that address Mr. Rios' concern about if it falls below a certain threshold that a basic ground lease would kick in? How does that factor into that concern?
Well, I think his concern about, and first, just to clarify, when you say that the basic ground lease rent will kick in, I think regardless, under the new structure proposed in the amendment, Northern Market will resume regular rental payments. I think the current amount is about 27,000, right? So the regular monthly rental will continue. The participation rent is on top of the base rent. So if you look at the first section of the amendment, section 4.04, what's being amended, that refers to the accrued base rent. And then on top of that is the construction deferment rent. But the participation rent is above and beyond the base rent that's already guaranteed to ancestral lands under the commission.
Oh, I see. So the base rent of 27,000, give or take,
Correct.
is a given.
Yes. So once the construction period is over, the base rent payment resume, or the base rental payments resume. So Northern Market will pay 27,000, the base rent. So that remains untouched. The participation rent, which is currently 2.5% above, 2.5% of was defined as actual income, but we actually reworked that definition to make more clear to the commission that it's net operating income, and this is what will be used to calculate the net operating income. But that amount, the 2.5, which is now we propose to increase to 50%, is above and beyond the base rent. So the base rent is guaranteed, that will be paid. The 50% participation rent is also guaranteed. It's just that there was no set minimum. I'm not sure that Commissioner Rios did propose a dollar amount, but now that you mentioned that, I'm not sure if he meant for that to include the base rent, which is not understanding. We are willing to forego 50% of the net operating income to aggressively repay the arrears, and then also just as consideration to Ancestral Lands Commission for giving us the additional time to actually get the development going. So so the base rent is guaranteed after the construction is completed. So we'll pay the 27,000 plus escalation plus interest as detailed in the exhibits to the proposed amendment. So we will pay the base rent, and basically the 50% participation rent, which is a 47.5% increase of what's promised now, or what we're obligated to pay now under the lease. That's just additional rent.
So is that in conjunction with the base rent, the 50%?
No, the base rent is separate. So Northern Market after the completion of the construction will pay the base rent of 27,000 plus 50% of its net operating income to Ancestral Lands Commission.
Gita, Diego, doesn't that address our concern? I think it looks like it does. If that's the case, Diego, you're on mute still.
Sorry.
Okay.
What I believe Commissioner Rios was getting at was that the lease rate is the lease rate, and so so while the lease rate is that's a given. Lease rate is a given. Now, what is on top of the lease rate, in addition to the lease rate? Northern Market's offering the 50% of revenues. So Commissioner Rios was saying during the previous working session was that that's that the 50% is good. Is there any way to get a minimum on that on that 50%, like 50% of revenues could it can fluctuate from very little to a great deal, right? So in the previous submissions from Northern Market, Northern Market indicated that could be upwards of 100,000, and this is monthly. So Commissioner Rios was saying that the 100 is good. Is it possible to get like a minimum of that, a dollar amount? That's what Northern Market's talking, a dollar amount, not just a 50% of whatever revenue might be, but a dollar amount.
A specific dollar amount.
Yes,
right?
A specific dollar amount on top of the lease rate. So for example, if or whichever is higher. So if Northern Market's 50% of net revenue equals 50,000, then, you know, that for that month, on top of the lease rate, which is, you know, 27, 30,000, it would be on top of that. So what Commissioner Rios was saying in the work session was, you know, that's good. Is there any way to get a minimum on that? So if there's a 35,000 is the number that he proposed, 35,000 minimum. So if Northern Market's 50% revenue is less than 35,000, at least 35,000, is what he suggested would be a good thing, as far as like it would be kind of like a floor. Like there's the lease rate, which is, every month the lease rate is 27,000. What Northern Market is offering is that, for an additional deferment, I will give you 50% of my revenue. So Commissioner Rios was saying, that's good. Can we get a minimum number for that additional portion?
Okay, so back to Ms. Calvo. You said that you did address that in the term sheet on the last meeting.
Right. And that was addressed, and the term sheet, I'm not sure if it was circulated, but it was provided to Gita before our last meeting, but that did show the 50% participation rent, which is the increase from the 2.5%. There was no dollar amount. I know that it was raised, as Diego mentioned, during the working session, but to the extent that was never finalized, or I mean, the number was thrown out, but that because it wasn't based on any projections or construction expenses, anything that was also on the table that day or discussed, it wasn't included as a final term sheet a final term that was agreed upon by the parties at the working session, or I guess agreed to be proposed.
Can we move on that so that we can get to coming to an agreement?
Yes, as far as a dollar amount, if that's the new okay, because we were just operating.
Yeah, most of us thought that was the given on the last. Most of us thought that was the given on the last work session. But then, but yes, Diego did confirm that Northern Market was going to look into it and probably propose a number. I figured that was in your term sheet.
It was just the 50% because the number was not agreed upon, but we can, if the understanding is, based on your first comment, that would be the guaranteed minimum would be the base rent plus the participation rent. I think we can, come up we can propose a number. As I mentioned, because we will be doing a substantial amount of construction, the infrastructure, as we discussed previously, we need to revise the plans a bit, but because it is a big undertaking with a lot of expense that we didn't want to put ourselves in a position by guaranteeing a dollar amount and then not being able to meet it as a developer. But if there's some conservative number that we can
okay,
propose,
I appreciate that.
I'll do that.
I appreciate that.
Okay.
Yes, I appreciate that very much, and it'll give time for the board to because understandably, Diego had an emergency, and we just got the draft, and the board would have the time to look it over. But I think it looks very good, pending how you come up with that number. And I think maybe in the next meeting, hopefully we can get an agreement and approve this.
Okay. Yes. I will do that. Probably we can get that to Gita by early next week. And that would be something easy to insert.
And then maybe you can work with them and just looking at something that would satisfy the board to get this thing back to life, get it going. Okay, given the circumstance. Okay.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, legal counsel.
I saw the amendment that Gita put together about 5 minutes ago. And I have some, sort of technical, lawyerly questions about that. Do you want me to address those
Yes.
directly to Gita, or should I talk to you about them first?
Let me ask Gita. I think Gita, I mean, as long as it's just a legalese and doesn't really change the you know, the meaning and the proposal, then you could go ahead and address Gita directly on it. But if it's, you know, altering the conditions somewhat, maybe we want to bring it up now.
No, well, I'm not comfortable negotiating a lease in a public meeting. And no, my concerns have nothing to do with the economics of the transaction, just how some of the language in that amendment would be interpreted.
I see. I don't know how to move forward with this. Gita?
Sir, if it's okay with you, you know, attorney can, legal counsel can, you know, redline, whatever, and, you know, just send it back to Gita, and, you know, we can go from there, if that's okay.
Yeah, I mean, I can get you something tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
very
So,
good. Okay,
yeah,
very
so
good.
we can, yeah. Okay. We can do that.
Okay, sounds good. So where are we at now? We're still on Northern Market. Do you have anything else to add to this? We do have yeah, Ms. Calvo, I'm glad to see your presence. Do you have anything to add?
No, I guess if I would just give a quick summary of the structure, as you'll see, the amendment, I proposed all the changes regarding section 4. Just
I'm
regarding
sorry,
the
I'm sorry, Ms. Calvo, just 1 second, real quick. I'm sorry. Commissioner Lino, I'm sorry, you did have your hands up. I just saw that before she moved on. Yep, you have a question?
Well, you know, I have not really seen anything because it's only through email and I've been looked at it. But I'm just in my mind and I stand corrected. We have not addressed the arrears as to how it's to be paid. We've talked about the monthly given payment, the 50% plus 2.5, but I have not heard anything addressed on how the arrears are to be compensated to Women Sister Line Commission. It's, you know, I stand corrected, but is that included in the term sheet, or is
Yeah,
that?
yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's all in there. It was discussed on the work sessions. And it is addressed on these new terms and proposals. So it is addressed. It is addressed in there.
And we're looking at a timeline. We're looking at as to when that thing is gonna materialize, the payment of the arrears. That's aside from the monthly, whatever, 50%, the other percentage addressed.
Yes, we have time. We're gonna, you know, take the graph and take a look at it. Everybody take your time now. We just got it from Diego. We understand the circumstances, so the board has enough time to look at it and add more input. But right now we do have a tentative agreement.
Okay.
It's just there's a couple of stipulations there that or maybe just one that needed to be addressed that was a big concern.
Okay, good.
But the Northern Market is going to look at it and get together with Gita and determine that number.
Because that's a big bulk, 1.8 million for, you know, and that's we have given, they've taken, we've given. So, you know, let's come to terms and see what they can do to rectify that, because 1.8 million is a lot of money.
Well, the proposal has to make up for that, but and you know, by far, and it really looks like a very good.
It's promising. Okay.
Very good proposal. We're just finalizing now the little a couple little minor conditions there, but it's a very good proposal as far as I'm concerned, and also the subcommittee.
That's very good, because through my years, I don't hear anything on the arrears. It's not been put on the table, or, you know, so whatever. So that's good. If it's very promising in your part, it's the legal counsel and Gita, then, you know, because we know
there's even stipulations in there, Commissioner Lino, regarding from our legal counsel, that has an end date. It presents a time where if it doesn't work out, that the lease is going, the board can just go in there and completely just stop the
There's
agreement.
a
There
timeline.
is an end
Okay.
there is a timeline on it
Okay.
from our legal counsel that put that in place.
Okay, so Attorney Miller has that down tapped and ready to
It's in the draft proposal, the lease, the draft document that Diego sent us this morning. You'll see the stipulations in there.
okay. I'm
Yes,
you know,
So
Pretty much.
everybody take your time. We've got a month to look it over. And then hopefully we can get to a final decision, a positive decision on this. Okay.
okay.
We've
Thank you.
got the negatives. We discussed the negatives and the positives.
Okay.
And the negatives are very negative. Of course, that 1.8 is a negative. It's
And
a
the-
black
the-
eye, but
The
there's a big
positive
negative.
are promising, so it's PP.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. To start all over is equally as bad
Right.
or worse.
Right.
Worse.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
if that has to be done, that's what has to be done.
We don't
but
want to do that. Yeah. We
That's
wanna
what the subcommittee came out with.
Move on.
That it's more, and even with Gita, that it's more probably beneficial. They don't want to tell us yes or no, but to keep the lease alive because it's going to be very hard again. And you know, the permitting process for whoever comes in again, they have to start all over.
Go back.
And given the government has problems with SHPO and other permitting agencies, that's what took Carlos a long time in the beginning. It took him almost 5 years to get permitting completed. One question, Diego, I have real quick. What was the total amount that Northern Market has so far paid?
Well, they have paid in cash to the commission somewhere between
Today?
700 and 800,000. And as
Yeah,
far as
okay.
like the investment into all of their planning and soft costs is now at the 2 million level.
Yeah, understood.
So
Okay.
it's kind of their success is our success is kind of tied to everybody's well vested in already.
Okay, very good, very good. Sounds good. I just wanted to clarify that. I just wanted to, I didn't know if I had my numbers correct. Okay, any more questions? Vice Chair? Commissioner Cruz?
No, I'm good.
Okay, please review the stipulations. Northern Market says they'll probably have a final number by next week.
Okay.
I think that's the only final spot that we need to address. So Ms. Calvo, unless you have anything final to say?
No, I think that's it, Mr. Chair. Sorry, let me turn on my video. The other thing is, I guess what I could do is wait until we get the revisions from Attorney Miller. That way I can prepare the red line with the amount. I mean, I can talk to Diego about that, but I was just going to walk you through the draft, but it's pretty self-explanatory, like I mentioned real quick. The only section that we're revising or amending in the lease is section 4.04 regarding the participation rent, mainly because that's the mechanism that we're using to then repay the accrued base rent plus the construction period rent. There are provisions in there that you'll see that I just kind of included that we are not revising, just the original language with some audit provisions that just put some safeguards in there for ancestral lands to review our rental income, just to since there seems to be some concern about what the net operating income will be and what we're actually paying in the participation rent. The language in there addresses that issue about reviewing our lease records and things like that, just to make sure that the reporting is all done to the commission's satisfaction. So
Okay.
I will let you have a chance to review that. We did, in addition to the amended provision, we did include, like I said, the walkaway date of December 31st, 2024.
There you go. Look,
And
there's
then,
a wall.
right,
Okay.
and that would just be to actually do the groundbreaking. We did project about 3 months for the building permit for the infrastructure. We did already get most of the government agency clearances for those. So we're, pretty much on track for that.
Okay, very
But I
good.
think that's about it.
Okay, si Jus Masi. And
Okay.
any more questions? Commissioners, none? No? Okay, thank you again, Ms. Calvo. Si Juice Masi, be
Okay,
safe
thank
out
you.
there. Be
Okay,
safe.
thank you. Thank you.
Okay, Gita, you wanna wrap up that part? Old business?
Yes, sir. Thank you for the, the confidence and opportunity, and as even more so, for the committee's, time and dedication to, put your time into, working together as partners, to find the best way to move forward. We really appreciate that. We believe we're extremely close, with just one more item to discuss with Northern Market. So, with input from Attorney Miller and, from yourselves, we believe we're extremely close. And, I'm confident we'll have a fully developed, draft/final, for the commission's review, most likely within the next week or week and a half. So,
Okay,
so thank you all for, especially the committee, for taking the time to do this, because, as I've always said, I don't envy commissioners and board members, because, you guys volunteer your time, and, these subjects are not easy subjects. These are,
Yeah.
very hard-hitting, heavy-duty ones. So, appreciate your time, and appreciate the opportunity to work with you guys.
If you allow me, Mr. Chair.
Yes, go ahead, Vice Chair.
Yeah. I'm having a hard time with my girl. I just would like to make a statement regarding the matter. Due to the public scrutiny that we're going through, people didn't realize the history of this. They say 10 years, 11 years, people saying all kinds of messages. And I just want
Exactly.
to put it on record that at the start of this lease agreement, we had gone through numerous obstacles, from permitting to HBO to COVID to illnesses and all kinds of issues. And I think that the director or the youth chair or one of, we need to do a statement of the timeline of what occurred as a result of this 10 years, because we also had problem with H2 workers. Remember, we had congressional issues.
Yes, and
That the 2 years, it had to go through Congress to approve that. The governor had to fight
Yes,
for us for that.
yes, exactly. I mean, the conditions that were that hampered the development of that property was
Right.
our development properties are going through the same thing right now, and Gita has confirmed that. And it's
Yeah, but we
frustrating
need
to the government of Guam
yeah, we
because
need
of
to
the
do
delay
a-
in a lot of those permitting.
Yeah, but we need to do a.
So it's not like we're favoring anyone. We do want success. We want to be we want to be successful in these leases, but there's circumstances involved. Look at the
Yeah.
COVID.
Yeah,
But
that's what I
we
wanted. That's what I
moved.
was.
We moved.
That's what I
to-
meant, Mr. Chairman. We need to get
Yeah.
this timeline written out so that we can do a rebuttal and send it out, because
Yeah.
I'm tired of my name, our names being
Yeah.
splattered all over, that we are some ignorant board members not doing the justice, but they don't understand the circumstances of what occurred, for all these
Right,
times,
and
we try to do the best we can.
we've been understanding to everyone, including our government of Guam agencies, that we have leases. They have backlogs. We understand. We've been very accommodating, but of course we're harsh. But we've never really evicted anybody out. We're understanding, and look, we're making progress with our leases, and
That's all I wanted to say.
yeah, same. I echo the thoughts, and thank you for that, Vice Chair. We did move, for the record, we moved to terminate this lease. We
At
did,
one
and
point
we
in time.
actually moved to terminate it. So, so Jus Masi Gita, thank you again for your
Yeah,
help.
yeah,
You're a
thank you,
proper-
thank you, Mr.
We
Diego.
take your advice throughout the years. We follow your advice. We might argue with it, but in the end, we take your advice because, you know, you're our property managers. You know, we appreciate the work and si Jus Masi for having thick skin. And we appreciate it.
Hey, Mr.
So again,
Chairman,
thank you.
Mr. Chairman, can we take a 3-minute break?
I think it looks like we're gonna adjourn.
Okay,
All right.
because I have to change
looks like we're gonna
the
adjourn.
Pampers light.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Okay, so let's
Mr. Chair,
thank you,
I think the budget hasn't been discussed yet.
Yeah.
The budget
Which
is
one?
on the
Yeah.
agenda.
yeah, that's right.
When are we due on that?
That's right. Okay, you want to take a 3-minute
Yeah.
break on this? And Gita, thank you,
Yeah,
by the
or
way.
5-minute break,
Yeah.
5-minute, real short break.
Okay,
Okay,
5-minute break
you.
and we'll come back.
okay, thank you.
They'd be back at 4:40.
Yeah, 4:40.
3:40.
Esta. Yeah.
Okay.
3:40 out. Right.
3:40. Okay.
3:40. Yeah. Not 4:40.
That's still there.
No hoo-ha. Wait. Oh, there it is. Okay, I'm back.
Okay.
I'm back. Chair, can I
Hey.
ask you what happened to Lisa?
Hang on, recording. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's okay. You said
Okay.
there's 2 vacants?
To what?
2 vacants?
What's that? What's that?
Two vacancies.
Vacancies, the commissioners.
Oh
See,
yeah, see,
vacancy, Luisa, no?
Angie and Louisa. Yeah.
Okay, 2 vacancies, yeah.
Luisa's just pending her confirmation.
Right,
Legislative confirmation.
Okay,
I'm not sure about
Angie?
Angie. I'm not sure. What the situation is there.
Hmm.
Vice Chair, pods na no?
Yan, hanggang nata leche.
Pods na no?
Con Lapsay, baby
no.
wipes.
At this stage of the game, we're experts.
Oh no, it's the thing about it is that you know, we have rotating days, ne? And,
Yeah.
and some days we have them all 4 or 5. Then some days we have 1 or 2, and some days we just don't. But today, upon 2 funerals,
Oh,
and then I came back to find 1. They 1.5, not even 12, 14 months ago. Yeah, and
tomorrow all day I got caregiving on the road all day,
wow.
all day.
Oh.
Oh, caregiving.
Oh yeah.
Hi,
That's good.
Kat.
Okay. I think we're just waiting on Commissioner Cruz.
I'm good. Thank you.
Hi, Kat. Good to see you. Welcome back.
Thank you,
Be safe. Be safe.
everyone too.
Okay, thank you. There's Commissioner Cruz,
Okay.
Mary.
Okay. Buenas, everybody. We're gonna resume and convene the meeting. Okay, Joey. We'll move to where are we at here on the agenda?
The budget.
Let me get that. Yeah, we're on new business, Joey.
Yes, Mr.
Okay.
Chair. New business proposed FY 2025
Okay.
GALC budget.
Okay, item 7, new business A, proposed FY 2025 GALC budget. Okay, Joey, take it away.
Okay, so we'll have Miss Kathy Blas will be presenting that information.
Okay. Okay, Kat, it's all yours.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, everybody. First, thank you all for your patience. I wanted to remind everybody that our budget is proposed. I mean, our budget is a draft, and when the board approves it, it'll become the draft. And that because it's a part of the executive budget, we cannot really go into details of our budget because it's protected by the open government law. Did everybody hear that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, so our, like when I emailed you, I told you that it was only for this, it was intended for this purpose only. So let me just give you a brief scenario of what we did for the FY 2025 budget. Our total budget request this year will be in the amount of 732,809. I came up with that, well, how we came up with that number was our approved budget for FY 24 is 444,396 to include the 50% AT&T lease or rental proceeds for this fiscal year. Unfortunately, because there was no figure given in the law, Department of Administration could not give us that amount. So the 50% of the AT&T rental per annum is $137,636. If we take that and we add it to the approved 444,396, it comes out to $582,032. I mean, $582.32. Now, plus an additional $777, which is due to the services increase. We have increase in internet service. Our our advertising is increasing. Plus, in the FY 25 budget, we are requesting for additional office space. And the request for the additional office space is as a result of our approved grant from Department of Interior for the TAP grant. It was approved, and we just need to expand our office because with that grant came office equipment that we are going to be using for the public to come in and do their own research in our office. Aside from that, we are requesting $150,000 from the general fund for legal services. Previously, it was $50,000. And then because the legislature cut our budget this year, we had to remove the $50,000. We're not funding for the Office of Attorney General, but we are including the $150,000 in next fiscal year. In the event we will not be represented by the Attorney General's office, and in the event the commission decides that we're going to go ahead and hire an independent legal counsel. The other increases are due to salaries, of course, the increments. There's also an increase in the retirement fund contribution. Internet service has increased, advertisement has increased. Also in the FY 25 budget, I included our vehicle maintenance because our vehicle has not been maintained. We also need to take into consideration the wear and tear of our tires. We haven't done that either. And then office supplies and materials, which was not, we're not funding in FY 24, and we haven't purchased any supplies in 23, 24. And so I included it in FY 25, plus the fuel increase, the fuel for our official vehicle. So that's how we came up with that figure, 732,809.
Okay.
Okay,
That was a lot.
I have a question.
That was a lot to observe. Okay,
I
Vice
have a
Chair.
question. Yeah,
Vice Chair?
Kathy, you mentioned a grant, the TAP grant.
Yes, sir.
Now, what is that? What is that grant comprised of with regards to monies? What's the total amount, and what is that? Then an annual grant that, or is that?
No, it's a competitive grant that we applied for about 2 years ago, and then we got approved. The grant amount is 185,000, and that grant is for us to update our infrastructure in our department. So basically, we will be getting our standalone website. It's going to automate our office systems. It's going to through that grant, they're able to scan all of our documents and make it what do you call that?
You're talking
Yes, they're
digitized.
gonna digitize and scan all of our documents, and it will be accessible to the public. And with the TAP grant, what we did was with the TAP grant, say for example, you have family members who are in the States. With the TAP grant, with the project that we have, that person in the States will be able to, through our website, be able to do their own research with the documents we already have digitized and scanned.
Okay. Does that cover personnel by any chance?
No, there's no, unfortunately, the TAP grant does not cover personnel.
And that covers for 1 year, for 24, 25, or 23, 24?
No, sir. That grant was awarded to us in FY22, and it expires FY25, September 2025.
Okay, so we have 1 year for that.
Yes, sir. We're working on the specifications already for the first order of business, because with this grant, I wanted to just also mention that Frank Lujan,
Yes,
the
I know
Chief
Frank.
Information Officer, is the manager of this grant.
Okay.
So we're going to do our website development first, the website design and development first, and then we're going to go through the digitizing, scanning, and then of course, that's when we're going to launch.
So this is okay. All right. Very good. That's good to know.
I got a question with Kat. Can we, do we have time to take this home and, I mean, or to take it and review it? Or are you trying to, do you guys need some kind of approval now for this, or?
No, sir. Go ahead and review, because we still have to meet with Senator San Augustine's office, the Office of Finance and Budget. And so this is like our draft. If you approve this, we can go ahead and bring it as is to his office. If you don't approve the packet that I gave you, you guys want us to make revisions, we'll make the revisions prior to our meeting date, which is, if I'm not mistaken, May 17.
I see. Is there, can you like highlight some of the, is there anything to highlight on the, I know it's not that much to look at, but is there anything particular to highlight for us to pay attention to on the budget?
Just that we're asking for additional office space. That one's the number one thing that we added in the FY25, and the 150,000 for the legal services.
Can you just briefly again touch on the AT&T lease again? Can you just briefly touch on that again?
Yes, sir.
What was that? Okay.
So AT&T, hold on, let me just grab I'm sorry, I'm in the car.
We lost her.
And we lost her?
So that is a significant increase, Mr. Chair, from $400-some thousand budget to 732,000. That's an increase of about 300.
But it looks like it's coming from the grant, right? The grant's the one that.
Only 185 from the grant.
So then it drops.
We got disconnected. Yeah, I'm with my mom at. Hello, can everybody hear me?
Yes,
yes.
Sorry,
yes, we can hear you.
my mom needed some meds, so I'm with my mom at Naval Hospital. I'm
Okay.
sitting in the car, yeah. But what I can do is AT&T, this fiscal year, what happened was the legislature approved the commission to use 50% of the AT&T proceeds, their lease, the lease proceeds was authorized by the legislature for Ancestral Lands Commission to use for operations this fiscal year. Unfortunately, when we were going through the budget allotment in the beginning of the year and the establishment of account, Department of Administration rejected the amount that we gave them because the amount is not included in the law. The figure, the amount was not included. It only said 50% AT&T proceeds. So the 50% of proceeds that we were authorized to use this year, because we're not literally using it, I decided to incorporate it into our agency's request for next fiscal year.
Let's see. Let's review it. And I appreciate that, Kat. Go ahead, and I know you got you're in the,
Well,
in the
just one
middle
real
of
quick one, Kathy.
okay, go ahead,
Yes.
Vice Chair.
So that's 50% was approved by the legislature, 50% of the entire annual rent lease fee, the revenues, or are you including them on a monthly or quarterly basis?
No, sir, they approved 50% of the lease, the rental proceeds.
50% of is this on an annual?
Yes, sir.
Annual or the entire accumulative budget? I mean, gains that we've
No.
got. It's an annual
Yes.
rent.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's Joseph Augustine's doing, right? He's the Committee on Ways and Means.
He's Committee of Finance and Budget.
Yeah. So DOA is looking for actual numbers when you include that in the law, yeah. Because
Yes, sir.
percentages doesn't give out numbers, actual numbers.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you said that our hearing is May 17th, about our budget hearing?
No, that's when our packet is due to his office.
Okay. Okay.
What I did was I just sent everybody a cheat sheet
Yes.
of the budget breakdown.
Yeah.
I sent everybody, so hopefully you receive it. If you did not receive it, please let me know.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you didn't request for any additional personnel?
No, sir. We did not. What we did was we just kept the position that we had Mara in.
Okay.
Yeah, we just kept that position, and we're hoping that the legislature will fund the, will allow us to fund the position.
Okay.
I put it, basically it's
Yeah.
still in our budget so that they would
So-
fund it.
Yeah. So the AT&T monies are in the SID funds, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
No, where it's AT&T money goes to the Land Bank Trust.
Yeah.
Remember?
See,
The lease
we're
agreement.
gonna have problems with that.
No, but
because
this year, the budget law authorized us to use 50% of the AT&T proceeds only for FY24. And it was specific in the law. What I'll do is, when I get into the office, I will get, or when I get back, I actually, when I get back to the house, I could probably get that section of the law. I'll highlight it and I'll send it to everybody tonight. But
Yeah.
it was specific to just FY 2024.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Okay.
Okay.
On
See,
time.
they're already taking from the coffers from the ancestral landowners, which is not right. I don't know. Okay, whatever.
Okay, sounds good, Kat. Go ahead and send it to us, and then we'll review.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank
Any other
you.
questions? Be safe, Kat.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks,
I have a
Kat. Bye.
Kathy,
Yes,
Kat?
sir.
just to confirm, is it May that our deadline, or is it in April?
May
Was it-
17th?
hold on,
Okay.
stand by. Stand by. It's kind of slow.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's due April 23rd.
Okay.
Sorry about that, commissioners. It's April 23rd.
Yeah, that's in 1 week, 8
Yeah.
days.
Wow.
So
Good
we
catch,
better review
Joey.
that. We better review that and
So,
Yeah,
so
so I
how-
sent,
How do we do this?
excuse me, I sent everybody the budget packet. I sent everybody the budget packet. I sent you the cheat sheet where I wrote up what we did, the different things that the stuff that we did, and I sent it to everybody. So if you guys need to review that,
just send the budget bill with that section, please, that indicates the 50% from the AT&T.
yes, sir.
All right. Thank you.
But it's due April 17th, you're saying?
No, our packet is due, no, I made a mistake. It's April 23rd. Our packet is due to the Office of Finance and Budget, to Senator San Augustine's office.
I can't
So
send
we're
it out.
gonna miss we're gonna miss the deadline for that because our next meeting is next month.
so do we recess and is that allowable? Do we give them time to review it and then recess?
Yes, that's a good
Or do
question.
we, or do we
legal
have to
counsel?
do a special meeting?
Do a special meeting.
But you
When's
still
the
need the
23rd?
time, 2 weeks.
On
You still
only,
need a 2 weeks notice
next
on the
week-
special
next
meeting,
week.
right?
No, 5 days.
If
5 days.
yeah, 5 days.
For a special meeting
Yeah.
Yes,
or a
sir.
recess?
Hey,
Oh, it's next week, Tuesday. Wait, where are we? It's today.
Today's the 10th.
Yeah. 23rd is a week, 2 weeks Tuesday.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it.
Special meeting?
But you have
Yeah,
to do it
live.
before the 23rd so that you have time to turn it in.
Yes, sir.
that'll be only the line item of on the agenda. Okay.
Okay, set it
How-
up. Let's do it.
How about April 19? That'll be the Friday before the Tuesday.
April 19th.
And especially
have-
it'll only be for about 30 minutes at the most,
Yes, sir.
I'm good.
right? Okay. I'm good with it. Commissioners,
Yeah.
good with the date?
We have a burial. I'm not sure yet because they're gonna let us know, because we have to deal with the church. There's too many that day, and they're trying to
Oh, on
squeeze
that day?
the burial for my sister. So they're
Is that the earliest?
Oh.
Can you do it on a Thursday? Kat?
Thursday? One,
Thursday,
two.
the Thursday before that Friday? The day before?
Yes, sir. We would have to publish. Actually, our issue would be the post. They need at least 2 days. Teresa, am I correct? They need 2 days at least notice to advertise?
Yes.
Yeah.
Would we be able to just recess the meeting? That way we don't have to worry about it?
That's a
Since we're-
good point. That's a good suggestion.
True.
Can we do
Okay,
that,
on
Attorney
legal
Miller,
counsel?
or?
Yeah, check.
We could just recess and then
So, Mr. Chairman, members, if at the conclusion of this meeting, rather than somebody moving to adjourn, somebody moves to recess the meeting to a date and time in the foreseeable future, but to a specific date and a specific time, that would be fine.
Okay, so let's go ahead and make a motion to recess.
Not
And
right now,
At the end of the meeting.
at the end of the meeting.
Yeah,
yeah, okay, and then set the date. What's the date are we gonna decide?
Should we discuss it at the end of the meeting and move on with the rest of the meeting?
Okay, but looks like we're okay, I guess let's do that then,
Yeah.
because
Um,
we're
Or-
in new business.
I'm sorry.
We're still in new business. You have other things?
Or-
Go ahead.
Joey?
Sorry.
Mr. Chairman, may I
Yeah.
be excused? I can go, may I be excused? I can go check my mom?
Yes, of course, because I don't think it's gonna make an impact, right? Your schedule when we make the date, the recess.
Correct. Yes, sir.
Okay, you're
Okay,
you're
thank
excused.
you. Okay, thank you.
Okay, Joey, we're still in new business, so are we done?
Yes, sir. I believe that's it. And then we'll get back
Okay,
to
now
the when we'll
The what?
recess. Well, yes, sir. We're done.
Okay, so we're down to public comments. Item number. I'm
No,
sorry, go
next
ahead.
is the executive session. Agenda item 8.
FOB
Oh,
versus.
I'm on March. I'm sorry, I'm on
Wow.
March here.
Yeah, we have one more.
Yeah, hang on 1 second. There we go. Okay, yeah. We're in item, definitely, yeah, we're in item 8. Executive session pursuant to 5 GCA 8111C. A Afflegree versus Moylan. Okay. Go ahead,
So,
Joey.
Mr. Chairman, we'll
Okay.
need a motion and a second and a vote to go into executive session. And then we'll need Joey to confirm for us that everybody other than staff and commissioners has dropped off the broadcast of the meeting.
Okay,
I'll create a breakout room once we go into executive session. So I'll do that, and then we'll make a separate room, and it'll just be the staff and the board.
What is our
However
executive
you-
session for?
However you accomplish those technical issues.
Okay, thank
But
you.
we need a motion and a second to go into, and a vote to go into executive
Mr.
session.
Chair? I have a
yes,
question.
Vice Chair, go ahead.
Yeah, what is this executive session matter again?
It's on the agenda for what is it?
Mr. Chairman, members, the commission has been pulled into a lawsuit, and I need to tell you about the lawsuit and get some direction from you all how you wish
Okay,
to proceed.
okay. All right, okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Okay. So we need a motion to go into executive session?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so move to,
So moved by Vice Chair,
go ahead.
seconded,
Seconded.
okay, by Commissioner Cruz. Okay, Joey, let's go into executive session.
Wow.
Okay. One moment. Okay, so I'm going to need to pause the recording here.
Test. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, good. There you go.
Okay,
'Cause
thank you,
dropped
thank
out
you. There
again.
you go, thank
There
you,
go.
thank you. All right.
Recording in progress.
Beat, Hatsi Grease, it stop our beat. Yeah, nay.
Oh, okay, so I believe we are in a separate room now, so
Okay,
Okay, go ahead.
okay, legal counsel, you got the floor?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members. The Ancestral Land Commission has been made a party to a lawsuit that's been going on for a number of years amongst members of the Aflahay family. Some of you who have been with the commission for a long time may already be aware of this particular situation, but just to briefly bring you up to speed, in 1983, Fred Aflahay acquired a deed to 2 lots here on Guam from his father via a quitclaim. And it's important that you remember that that quitclaim deed from father to son was signed in 1983. In 2002, the United States Congress designated those 2 lots, among others, as lots that should be returned to the government of Guam. In 2010, Mr. Aflahay filed a quiet title lawsuit. Let me back up for a second. So in between 1983 and 2002, Mr. Aflahay brought those deeds in front of the Ancestral Lands Commission. The Ancestral Lands Commission recognized the deeds and authorized him to register those deeds with the Guam Land Department. In 2010, Mr. Aflahay filed a quiet title action against essentially his brothers and sisters, asserting that the deed that he received from their father gave him full ownership of the 2 lots. And between 2010 and 2023, members of the Aflahay family have been litigating over whether Fred, in fact, is the fee simple owner of these 2 lots.
attorney, I'm sorry. Can we hold on one moment? This is still going on our live stream. Please allow me one moment to work this out.
Sure.
Please.
Okay, we're back in regular session. And so we're now, we're still on, actually, can we move out of item 8? We're done. We'll move out of item 8. We're down to item 9, public comments. No public comments. Where's Joey? I don't see Joey. Oh, there you are. Okay, we moved out of item 8 and we're down at public comments.
No public comments.
Okay, Joey, no
Well,
public
Mr.
comments.
But Mr. Chairman, I have a question for our staff.
Okay, Vice
Yeah.
Chair.
Yeah, I think maybe to Teresa or Joey. You know, our stipend payments from our being members here, are they being sent via electronic now?
Vice Chair, I received a stipend payment yesterday in a check.
In a check form? Oh,
Yeah, and in a check form. I received it yesterday.
oh,
Well, we can find that out, Mr. Vice Chair.
yeah,
if anything.
yeah, because I received a 151 via. Was yours 150, Mr. Chair?
Yes.
Yeah, because I looked into my checking account and it indicated from the government of Guam vendor. So just check on mine, friend Joey, if that was it.
Therese,
Sorry.
Therese can, I guess, is going to comment.
Yeah, Vice Chair, it's really on what you elected. They do encourage electronic deposit. So if that's what you had signed up in the beginning, then it goes into your account electronically.
Yeah, I don't recall being questioned that because in the past I've been receiving checks, hard copy
Okay.
checks. But if you can find out, because I don't mind, because I was just curious when I looked in my account, it said from the government of Guam and it was the amount of 150. So I assume because I do have a vendor's license too, a vendor number, I mean. So it might have gone to. So if you can check on that for me, I just want to find out.
Okay.
So if you receive a check in the mail, then you know it's it's something else, right?
Yeah, something else.
Okay. Okay. Any further questions?
That's it.
There's something else I wanted to. Something else regarding.
Well, so if anything, if we're done with the agenda, we just need to decide now, recess and what day do we want to resume the meeting so we can discuss the budget.
Correct.
Yeah.
And we'll-
let me see
So
here.
I move that we have we have I'm sorry, a session. What? How do you pronounce that session?
Oh. Okay. Wait.
For
By the way, everybody, I just wanted to remind everybody about the conflict of interest.
Oh yeah, that's right. I did mine
The
today.
conflict of-
I signed
okay, the
mine
conflict
today.
of- Yeah.
It's due on the 22nd, right? When is it?
Yeah. It's
April something.
Yeah, 22nd or 23rd. Teresa?
yeah one of those. So the conflict of interest form has to be turned in by that time, I guess.
Yeah. I did mine today.
Okay. Commissioner Lino.
Yes, I sent mine in last month. Did
Okay.
Joey or Teresa, did you receive my conflict of interest form? I already signed it. And I send it to your office.
Let's check.
Remind Commissioner Rios regarding that also, and if he hasn't completed that conflict of interest form and turned it in.
Yeah, I suggest you guys do that because if you don't, they're gonna publish your name in the newspaper.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wanted, dead or alive.
By the way, while we're doing that, I'd like to acknowledge our legal counsel. Thank you. You're
Yeah.
very you're very, very up to
Yeah.
speed on
Hey,
things. That's
yeah.
fantastic.
I agree. I want to thank you, but
Very much.
I want to thank you too, Mr. Miller, because I think you're worth $150,000.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm confident it won't be anywhere near that.
Yeah. Okay. So that's good. Yeah.
So
Or-
there'll be some budget savings
yeah.
there.
And then the Attorney General will just take half of it and and convert it into signs. Because there's a new sign up there at the airport road now.
And of course, our wonderful staff members at GALC. We appreciate everything. Your work and everything. So Juice Masi.
Yeah.
We won't be where we're at right now and be able to execute without you, for sure.
Yeah. Thank you,
Okay.
Attorney Miller. Thank you, Attorney Miller. Thank you so much for representing us. sir.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah,
so I know
likewise.
you're still looking up on Commissioner Lino's
I
Conflict of
submitted March 7.
it's showing on her tablet. She sent March 7.
Yeah,
Did you send it?
send a copy to Ancestral.
You have a picture of it?
Yes.
Yeah. Send it in to WhatsApp it to Kathy and Teresa.
Or
I
put it on the chat. Send it on the chat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
I-
it was March
Okay.
7.
Okay, let's I interrupted you. I'm sorry, Commissioner Cruz. You may continue with your your motion to recess.
Yes, to recess this meeting and schedule another.
Okay, let's confirm the date. And it has to be at least a day or two before the deadline to be turned in. Joey, the deadline for the budget was what? The 23rd or 22nd?
23rd, April 23rd. That's a Tuesday.
23rd. Okay, so can we can do it on the 18th?
18th good for me. It's going to be
18th 's
really
good for
short.
me. 18th 's good for me.
Okay.
Everybody's good?
Yeah.
I'll just play it by ear because I don't know when
Yes.
is the funeral for my sister.
Yeah. Let
Okay.
us know. Let us know,
Yeah,
Madam
'cause we
Chair.
need to
Yeah.
have, we need to have this is
What-
we're just
Or-
recessing and we
What
need
time?
Same
what
time?
what time
2
would be
o'clock?
good? I mean, typically we do it at 2, but if we need to do it earlier to accommodate schedule, I'm fine with it too.
Yeah. Same time.
Okay.
Same time?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm good.
Okay, same time, Joey?
Okay, so if you can make that
April 18th.
motion.
Okay. Wait.
April
That one. What is it again? What date is it? April
Thursday.
18?
Thursday.
April 18th. Thursday, April 18th.
Hey, if we can do it in the 8 o'clock. Let's do it in the morning, man. Get it over with. It's up to you guys.
I'm
Because
okay.
sometimes at 2 o'clock night I pick up my grandkids, man.
I'm
at 2
okay.
o'clock.
We need it at 11 or 1 or 2. Doesn't
No, or morning. 11? I mean 18.
10 o'clock is good for me.
10 o'clock.
Yeah, let's do it at
Yeah.
how about, let's do it at 10:30. That way we can end by 11. Everybody go to lunch. They can still catch lunch. 10:30?
That's fine.
On the
10:30.
18.
10:30.
April 18,
10:30 a.m.
Okay.
Thursday, April 18. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Mr. Chairman, we need a formal motion to recess this meeting until Thursday, April 18th at 10:30 a.m.
Okay, Commissioner Cruz made the motion. She just did not add the time.
She's
So-
on the phone.
She's on the phone.
She could insert the date and time.
Oh, she
Otherwise,
made a
we'll get
motion?
in- Otherwise,
She
we'll
did.
get in trouble with the open government police.
Yeah, she made the motion, but she did the date 18, but not the time.
Commissioner Cruz, could we have you redo your motion to
Date and time.
restate your motion to state the date and time?
Okay, so my motion is to have
Reset.
a reset and resume our meeting on
Thursday.
Thursday, April 18 at 10:30 a.m.
To reconvene.
Okay,
to
motion to,
reconvene.
to recess our meeting until April 18, 10:30
And
a.m.
reconvene on
2024.
April 18.
Right.
Yeah, and reconvene on April 18, 10:30 a.m. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, second by Vice Chair. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
I
Any
Aye.
nays? No nays. Joey, motion passes?
Motion
We're good to
passes, Mr. Chair.
go. Okay, so this meeting is adjourned.
Recess.
I mean,
Recess.
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 Okay,
Okay.
I'm corrected.
Okay.
It's recessed
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
until April 18th, 10:30 a.m.